Hello! So in this video I thought I would do some examples of fractions in action again, just to get you used to what's going on. So I have here a circle, actually three circles, and I've shaded in different proportions of these circles. I've shaded in different pieces of these circles. If you look at this circle, for example, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal size pieces in the circle. So what fraction of this circle is colored in? Okay, so you can see, well, if you observe carefully, you'll notice that it's basically going to be, make it a pencil here, you'll notice that it's going to be 1/5 of this circle. Or put differently, you'll notice that, in fact, 1 out of 5 equal parts of a circle are circled, are shaded in. 1 out of 5 equal parts. Okay, how about this circle? Can you see what's going on here? This is a bit trickier, and the reason it's trickier is that I've kind of shaded over some of the lines, but if you think about it, what's happening here is you can imagine there's kind of an imaginary line right here. Okay, and also there's kind of a line right about here. Okay? And also you can see the line right here as well. And so now when you look at the circle, all of a sudden you'll start to notice that, well, there are again, just like in the previous circle, this circle was divided up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts, right? How many parts? Oh wait, I think I made a mistake here. Let me actually think about this for a second again. Let's actually get rid of some of these lines. Okay, you'll start to notice that, hey, what did I do here? Did I do something funny? I think I drew too many lines here. Really what's happened is you can imagine that this circle, if I kind of draw a line right here. Okay, now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, and of those 5 parts, 2 are shaded. So in fact, 2/5 are shaded. You can say 2 out of 5 equal parts. And above it, so there's always be parts, so plural. Because there are 5 parts, you need to do a plural. How about this? Can you figure out what's going on in this particular circle? So let's try that again. Let me actually draw the lines out, and you'll again start to see what's going on. So there's a line about here. Okay, there's also kind of a line about here. And again, this circle has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, and 1, 2, 3 of those parts are shaded. Okay, 3 out of the 5 parts are shaded, and so we can write that as 3/5, or 3 out of 5 equal parts. 3 out of 5 equal parts. So in the first circle here, 1 out of 5 parts are shaded because there's, okay, let's write that more clearly so you can see. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, of which 1 was shaded, so the answer was 1 out of 5. And here we had 2 parts shaded out of 5, so this part was shaded and this part was shaded. And so we had 2 out of 5. And here the 2 represents this one and this one. And this last one we had 3 parts shaded, so this part, and this part right here where the 5 is. These 3 parts are shaded out of 5, and that gave us 3 out of 5 equal parts being shaded. Okay, let's try some more fraction examples here. Here are some more shapes, and I can color these in. So now in this case, what you'll notice is that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6-sided polygon. And in this hexagon, I've broken this hexagon up into 6 equal-sized triangles. So you give these small triangles, there's 6 of them, they're all equal size, and one of those 6 triangles is shaded in. And so again, we can write that as 1/6, and we can say that in this case, 1 out of 6, so 1 out of 6 equal parts. 1 out of 6 equal parts. Okay. Another way to say it is that actually 1 out of 6 of the hexagon is colored. Of the hexagon is colored in, or colored. Okay. How about here? What portion of the hexagon is covered here? Well, you'll notice something. Well, here we have, again, you can imagine kind of an imaginary line right here, and a line right about here. Okay, and if we imagine those lines, you now have, again, 6 parts. So, and I'm going to write them, forgive me to write them, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. And of those 6 parts of the hexagon, what portion is actually colored in? You'll notice, in fact, 3 out of the 6. So it's actually 3 out of 6, which you can think of as 3 out of 6 equal parts. So 3 out of 6 equal parts. Okay. And put differently, you can say 3/6 of the hexagon is colored. 3/6 of the hexagon is colored. Now, what else do you notice that might be interesting about the fact that it's 3/6? Did you think about something here? 3/6. If I actually divided this hexagon into 2 halves, let's say these lines weren't here and these lines weren't here. If I divided it up into 2 pieces, divided into 2 equal-sized pieces, let's say if I divided up in this piece, okay, then you can divide it up into the second piece right here, okay, then this shaded part will be like one of those 2 pieces. And so what you'll notice is that you can say 3/6 of the hexagon is colored. You can also imagine that as 1 out of the 2. If I broke it into 2 pieces, but this being 1 piece, and this being a second piece, let's make this the first piece and this be the second piece, you can say 1 out of 2 of the hexagon is colored. So 1 out of 2 of the hexagon is colored. Okay, and this actually is part of a broader point that sometimes you can actually take, with fractions especially, sometimes you can write 2 different numbers, or actually 4 different numbers in this case, 3/6 and 1 and 2, and they turn out to be equivalent from the perspective of a fraction. So 3/6 is really the same as 1/2 from a fraction perspective, because if I took 3 parts out of 6, that would be the same as taking 1 part out of 2. And we'll talk about that in more detail in future videos, but I just want to give you the idea of there being this notion, this concept of fractions being equivalent. And let's look at this last one. This last one's a bit easier because you can actually see all the lines. And this last one, what you'll notice is that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts out of 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, and out of 6 total. And so we can write that as 5/6, and we can say that 5/6 of the hexagon is colored. In this case, it's colored kind of a light shade of purple. Okay, we'll do one more set of examples in this video. Okay, here's another set of examples that I've chalked out for you. Okay. Now in this first example, what you'll notice is that now you have 1, 2 pieces. And how many pieces are there total? There's 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 triangles. This is actually I guess a septagon, and 2 of those 7 are actually colored in, and so you can say that 2/7 of this shape is colored. So 2/7 of the shape is colored. Okay, here it's slightly more. It's actually you just look at it pretty easily. It's actually, we'll see that there's 1, 2, 3 colored parts out of 4, 5, 6, 7, and so we can say here 3/7 of the shape is colored. Okay. Now let's look at this final one. What you'll notice here is, okay, what's colored? So this one's colored 1, okay, and 2. These are the 3 colored pieces. How many pieces are there total? There's, let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 triangles here. Okay, of which 3 are colored. So again, it's actually 3/7. And this might look kind of funny to you. You might be saying, wait a minute, I thought this was 3/7. How can this also be 3/7? Well, really what we're just saying is that 3 out of the 7 pieces are colored. Okay, 3 out of the 7 pieces are colored, and we can choose any 3 pieces. In this particular case, the 3 pieces we chose, 1, 2, and 3, happened to be next to each other, so we had one contiguous piece that was colored. And here we chose 3 pieces. They're the same amount. They just happen to not be contiguous. Imagine if this was a pizza pie, and somebody gave you these 3 slices. You would have the same amount of pizza, the same amount of food, as if somebody gave you this slice, and this slice. The amount of food is the same, even though the slices were taken from different places. You're still going to eat the same quantity of food if this were pizza slices and this was a big pizza pie. So again, in this case, 3/7 of the shape is colored. Okay? So hopefully these examples gave you some more insight into fractions. I'll continue to talk more about fractions in the future videos. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.